Mr. Watty MBE. Tell us, when was the last time that a woman came in second in the Parish Walk?
Oh, I think there's been quite a few second places. Janice Quirk, I think I'm feeling was second. Karen Chiuello might have been second. There's been a few women, never been a female winner, to my knowledge, of the full distance, because women were originally restricted to Peel, and that went well into the 80s. So there's only been a women's full distance race in the last 30 years. That said, if a woman before that wanted to continue beyond Peel, they would lose their result to Peel, I think, and then there were women that did go round, but officially the women's race was to Peel 32 miles.
This is why we didn't need Wikipedia, because we have you, Watty. We'll never need that for as long as we have you. So how do you think this Parish Walk is compared to years gone by?
Well, there's certainly been a lot to talk about, one way or the other. Disqualification, which is disappointing. It's just disappointing all round, really. I do understand Dean's issues with his injuries, which they haven't helped. But he did get a card early on, very early on, in the first 12 miles, I think it was, and then it's continued. It's difficult. It's a difficult one for the organisers. Obviously not nice for him. He's disappointed, and he can see that. But I do think on the day, Callum would have taken some beating today, no matter what. He was on it, and he walked extremely well. He had no issues with cards, and I'm not saying he's been perfect in the past. He hasn't, but certainly today he was fantastic. He really was, and good credit to him.
And I'm assuming that you've probably followed Callum's racing for quite some time now. Are you probably glad, or you're not surprised, I assume, to see him finally win a Parish Walk?
Not surprised in the slightest. I don't know Callum very well, really, but today it was obvious he had a lot of support. He was fantastic here before, don't know if you noticed. He really, he's a teacher, a sports teacher, PE teacher at Peel Clothworkers. And it wasn't just the Clothworkers kids who were out today. There was others from the Isle of Man football squad, junior football squad, and they're all down here tonight supporting him. He really has a great way with the kids. They all seem to really like him, and they supported him. He had support all around the island, so a very popular winner in that sense.
And now we've got Sammy and Tristan coming in soon. Obviously, Sammy is no shock really to see her coming in and winning, but we haven't seen her win for a few years now.
It's 3 years since she won. She won two back-to-back in 22 and 23, 21 and 22, and then the last 2 years have been Laura Gleave. Laura's walked well today, walked very well. She walked with Richard Gerard and James Quirk early on. They stopped at Kirkmichael, the Kirkmichael area, which was planned. And she said, I wish they could have carried on, because it would have given her more of a drive. But again, I don't think there's any way that Lorna would have lived. I'm sure she'd be the first to agree. Sammy's been marvellous today, walked really well. And she's walked with Tristan Shields in the latter part, and I think that's been a good for both of them. Once she had somebody to walk with, I think she was always going to finish, and there was no way she was going to be beaten. And it only took, Callum explained to you that he hurt his shin and he was really struggling. If he could have easily retired in that last 10 miles if the pain had got too much, and she'd have been the first female winner, and nobody could have denied it. She would have been absolutely well deserved.
Yeah, very worthy winner. We saw Callum coming into Lonnon, and he did look like he was in some pain then, but after speaking to him, it makes sense after hearing how his shin is.
Yeah, I'd missed that completely, but I only saw him on the hills climbing, and he said he was fine on the hills going up. It was the going down he struggled, and I hadn't seen that. But I'm really impressed with Callum. He seems a really good guy, and his performance today has been second to none.